Oh shit, are we live? I did not check yet. I think we are live. Let me check my channel. I probably hit the button without thinking. I'm so goddamn tired. Jake! Oh my goodness, let's get this bread, gamers! Alright, let me go ahead. I'm gonna hop in. I have not done this in a while. I'm gonna hop in General 1. And hopefully not regret this decision. So here's what I'm gonna do. Howdy, live stream simps. We're world building for Pokemon. I am in General 1. Please keep this easy for me. Limit. Very tired. Whoa, Pell! Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. But I want to hang. Of course I start streaming now. Yeah, that sounds like me. Yeah, just always when it's remote, like immediately inconvenient, right? That does sound like me. I know they're not worth much. Trying to gifting memberships is a pain in the butt. I will get that down as we get to it. Hello,
Hello.
Rex. How you doing, bud?
Doing good.
I
Doing this in
am
General 1.
too. So I'm gonna ask people, like, you know, be within reason, stay on task, that sort of thing. Because I am like, I'm on the edge of burning out in the sense of just being tired. Like, I'm motivated, I just don't want to be not tired. Or I don't want to be too tired to work, you know? Yep. So I'm in a motivated mood, but I am fatigued. So I would like, yeah. But for now, we've got some tasks to do. And I am open to ideas, but first I wanna lay out what I have ready, if that's cool with you. Okay, so for the Pokemon League, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put up top continuity, meaning what have I established in the story. 8 badges enters League. Currently 10 known. 10 known entrants minimum. Hello, Luxter. Welcome. Right now, we are working on the world building stream. If you are in here, I ask that you at least be on Twitch.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. Not a problem. Luxter is a name I don't recognize. Have you been in this before?
Well, look, Stars the house basically again, but like, it's been a while. It's been a while, admittedly.
Okay.
God, I think
I've mostly seen him doing art lately on the server, if I remember right.
Yeah. I think the last time I was in a co-edited blueprinting was like a year ago, I think.
You know what? I am on my VPN. I'm gonna pause that, but it's probably gonna hiccup. So just a heads up.
Oh, for God's sake.
I just restarted my OBS. Hopefully that'll get us where we need to go.
Having a meeting the other day, so I was thinking, ha! Chris was immediately dead. I'm thinking, ha.
Well, we got it. Hold on. Why? Who tagged me? Why did they tag me? I swear to God. Of course, I get tagged and not safe for work during a stream. That's. I'm not gonna check that, but we'll come back to that later. All right. So okay, got it. So we got 1 enhanced Pokemon per team. That's really about it. And then I think I have. Did I mention the locked in protocol?
Locked in.
So
I'm not sure, maybe.
What I did in... I remember creating a document, like, years ago on how I thought it would work. And the way I thought it would work is that when you go into the league, it would lock in your team, and you couldn't switch throughout the entire tournament.
Ah.
That seems like a fair rule.
Yeah. So you go to the reception desk. It's got like, okay, what's your Pokemon team? Register and then that's your team. This is your team.
Hey, Frozen.
So like any competitive scene, like going to like a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament or a Magic tournament, something like that. You're like, okay, here's your deck list. Okay, keep your deck list. I guess. Let's go. Someone messes up and they put in the wrong card, even though it's all right or the wrong move or something. Even though taking the same thing, they'll be like. Because it reminds me of a Pokemon event that happened. I think it was one of the worlds where someone had put in, I think, the wrong held item, but did the same thing, but had the wrong held item, so they went in with the wrong held item. Did it? I think it was like either like grassy seeds or whatever the terrain boosting one is, and they put in the wrong one. They did, so they had to use that one instead. They had to. It was been a bit worse than for them. It did.
Okay. So. Here's what I'm thinking then. So tournament structure. So in the anime, the way at least season 1 worked, I don't know if they continued this particular protocol.
Yeah, they're pretty sure they did. Well, if you know them to go, yeah, they pretty sure up until like
okay,
Gen
so
7.
In the
I think.
anime, the way it worked is you picked your team, or not the first 4 rounds of your tournament are not round robin, but they're like qualifiers. Like you needed to go to like a fire, a water, like 4 different elemental rings, and if you passed those 4 rounds, you got to go into the main stadium. Did the anime stick with that?
I believe so, but they did think so. But they didn't keep the area theme they didn't. I know that. But they kept it like again more regular tournament, I think. But they have different areas of there was among the main center one.
Yeah,
there were different areas.
They got less and less detailed about it.
Yeah, I think by Gen 6 they just didn't bother at all. They didn't.
Okay.
7 especially had nothing to do that. I didn't.
I don't mean to be that guy, Luck, but I apologize. I think it's your microphone, but at a combination with the microphone and unfortunately your accent, I am having a hard time once in a while. Could you speak just a little bit slower for me?
Sorry, I get a bit excited about something. I do talk a lot more faster by proxy.
It's not a problem. It's just I don't want to just like blow smoke up your ass and go, oh yeah, and not, yeah.
It's fine. yeah. I get that.
I don't want to be that guy. So,
it's
yeah. Okay. So the 4, I think with the tournament structure, we're gonna do a 4 round robin preliminary, and then a top 8. Top 8 will be single elimination. I thought about having a loser's bracket in top 8, but what do you guys think of that?
I think leave out the loser's bracket, otherwise it would get way too tedious for the players.
And for very long as well.
Yeah.
I just say it for being brutal.
So, like...
Yeah, like, the round robin is when you are allowed a gimme loss. After that, tough shit.
Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. I want to keep in the locked-in protocol. So when entering the tournament, I'm gonna zoom in so chat can see this easier. When entering the tournament, every teammate locks in 4 Pokemon. Yep, only 4. Here's what I'm thinking. Every teammate locks in 4 Pokemon. That is still 16 Pokemon to choose from. So that is 16 total Pokemon. Let's go with round robin real quick so I can mark that. Round robin. 16 total Pokemon. every round robin you win allows another Pokemon per teammate.
Oh.
Maybe.
So you could like that's
Maybe.
that's what I'm thinking. Like just for now. And best round robin qualifiers get into top 8. So
Yeah, so you need 2 out of 3 wins, I think, would be the qualifying mark.
4. Did I put 4? Yeah.
Okay, so I've looked up a thing with the tournaments. Turns out the first preliminaries are 1v1 Pokemon. They are.
Okay.
And then whoever wins those becomes the 1v1s. After whoever wins those goes to the qualifying rounds, which in case of Chowan, it's double battles. It is
Right.
of a 6 to 46 Pokemon, and then final rounds is top 32.
16. Well, okay. I'm thinking. I think we should have 4 rounds of round robin then. And instead of 4, we can bring it down to 3.
I mean,
like you lock in 3 Pokemon.
okay, that would mean 5 teams per round robin.
5 teams?
Right, because you can't battle yourself. So if they're going to have 4 battles, there has to be 5 teams.
You have to pick 5 teams to do that, yeah.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding or I'm miscommunicating.
Maybe?
You mean 4 round robin pools?
All right, what is
Could be.
Okay. All right, I don't know all these terms then. What is the difference between pools? Pools is like depending on your performance, you can get into top 8, right?
All right, so I'll explain it. A round robin pool is each group. So you got, say, 4 teams in one pool, 4 teams in another pool, 4 teams in another pool. Yeah, but the pool doesn't have to be 4 teams. So each pool is its own separate round robin, and whoever gets the prerequisite points gets to move on. So hypothetically, if you had 4 teams, and each team would face each other once, so that would mean Fresh Leaf would play in 3 matches, and they'd have to win 2 out of 3 of them.
Okay.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about like what they do in the World Cup, where they basically do teams and? Grade it. So 3 for a win, 1 for a draw, 0 for a loss.
Okay. Well, we don't have that many NPCs. I don't want to make 1 million NPCs, and I'm tired of charging people to like get their OCs in when that is unlikely I'll get them anything interesting.
Right. So you can have the other pools be filled with nameless, faceless teams that the other paid for.
Joe Schmo 7 and Joe Schmo 12 or something like that.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
They're just background, not important characters.
You could also
face off against a few of the named teams in their round robin.
You could also seed the important ones, meaning you give them preferential treatment and say, like, if they could automatically go through to later rounds because of I'm trying to think what the right word is. Like, have you ever seen competitions where they put like a 1 and a 2 next to like really skilled players?
Vaguely.
Like they'll say this person is seeded to rank high in and in the next competition because of like how they've done before now. So basically, use that as a bit of a thing of, oh, this team's going to win, or
like, let me give you an example. Hypothetically, a team that has beaten all 8 gyms without a single loss there could potentially just be automatically placed in the top 8 bracket without having to go through the round robin.
Okay.
That does bring up the question. How many times has Fresh Fruit lost to a
I
gym?
want to say 3 times.
At least once.
Twice.
Yeah. I think you're right with 3. I believe they've lost 3.
Let's see. Sovereign Village stormed. Empire City. I think they won that one. Walled Colony. They
won that one.
Port Oligarch. They lost. Republic City. They won. Let's see. Monarch Town. They actually lost, but they were given the badge anyway.
Right.
How would that rank in the tournament then?
That would count as a lost gym battle, I say. So, yeah, Fresh Fruit has not won every gym battle without a loss.
Well, the thing is, they lost to Boston.
Okay.
So, like, that could be controversial, but, like, the fact that it even counted is, like, it bothers them. So, like, or it bothers the other people, you know what I mean? So Monarch Town was technically a loss. Tyrant Town, they steamrolled that one because I could not roll above a fucking 9. I was genuinely mad about that one. That was the only time I think I ever got really annoyed at this game. Fourth World Village, they technically won. And that one was mostly War of Attrition, because I ran out of PP on like half my Pokemon.
Yeah, but
they just couldn't kill it fast.
and struggle tactics, basically.
It was the point where it was like, my guys were doing 5 damage at a time, and their guys were doing like 1 to 5 at a time, and I'm like, this is taking forever. I want this to end. Like...
It's clear that they were going to win.
Yeah.
There is the official thing in Pokemon where if you use struggle, as in you've got no PP for nothing, that when you use struggle, you lose a few hit points as the counterbalance. So you would have. So
I know how it works in the game. In this one, however, struggle is just a normal type move that can be flexed into other elemental moves. So that I'm fine with.
So we're doing this stream
we're
on
Twitch at the moment, yeah. Just because I don't want to make a thumbnail.
Fair.
Fair.
Alright. Someone kept track of the number of gift subs.
Oh yeah, someone might want to do that. Because that'll
Stella, you're still in chat.
Right now, Pell, I think, dropped 5.
I did 1.
I would sub, but my Twitch has been broken for a long time.
So we have 8 named teams that are important.
Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it looks like 8. You're correct. Oh wait, not including 9, including Fresh Floof.
9 including Fresh Floof.
I just have an inkling that Steven and the Dark Ones are not gonna make it the top 8. I have a hard
no. Actually, I think they'd be perfect to be put in the round robin with Fresh Floof, so they get knocked out early.
Pretty good. So if we want to do pools, and I could make some like really tough people for like that's what you're describing, right? This is the round robin. I don't quite understand the difference. So like essentially
the way this would work would be they battle each person in. Everyone battles everyone in the pool. The person with the most wins is the top team and usually moves on. Depending on the size of the tournament, the second if the way the World Cup does it is they take the top 2 and they move on to the proper standard tournament.
Although I would say that the early rounds you could always do to make them shorter. That you do like 3 instead of 6, like they do in the anime in the early rounds.
Like it's only like something v something. So yeah, no. In the early rounds, it's each trainer produces 1 Pokemon, and it's 4v4, like we've been doing most of the gym battles. Once they get into the stadium, it's 6v6.
Okay.
So they've got to think.
Yeah. 6v6. They bad at the 6v6s. Like,
I would suggest that you like in the with the teams that have kind of passed through, you kind of give an idea of their teams at the time, just to give them a bit of forewarning, because those teams will be published because they're in the early rounds, but it doesn't show their whole team. It just shows X members of them.
What they use during the round robin or whatever. I do think I like the idea of hiding information. I think that'll be very useful, like for the party, for them to like in between rounds, like, oh shit, what did Team Dateline use? Like, we've seen them use this, but did they bring that one?
Like, I remember an example in I think it's the Johto anime tournament where a trainer had fire types, and Ash was going to fight him next. So when they brought the bow, the trainer had like a Bellsprout or a Wimble on that team and stuff. They did just throw him off and stuff.
Pokemon teams public knowledge. I think I mentioned that, but at this point, I just want a good tournament, so I'm gonna hide them. Like, each round will be public knowledge, but their active teams in the tournament will not be.
Basically, what Pokemon they own, people might know, but it's not necessarily something the team has access to.
Yeah. Like, I know I've said before, X is public knowledge, and but like when you lock yourself into the tournament, like that Pokemon is like X'd off in terms for everybody else. So
if you have noticed.
At the same time, depending on the Pokemon, you can have like a Pokemon have evolved in the time between seeing them before and now.
So we're not changing up any of the teams that already exist, right?
I don't think so. No, I think everyone has got their 6.
So my landmine team is still existing, right?
I believe so. Let me check. What is this team Dateline? You got Cinderace, Golisopod.
Oh, good.
You got Golem, Poliwrath, and Rudiclus.
Never mind. My landmine team is dead. Good.
All right. Your guy only has 5. I'll work on that later. Again, the actual teams of the rivals, not super important to me just yet. Right now, I'm
okay. I just got here. I also just got here, so.
There is also you could just throw random theme teams in of like it's not any particular power level. It's just like someone's done a music theme team or a just for fill outs.
Christmas theme or something like that.
I agree with the fill out thing.
It depends on how long you want the tournament to go for.
Yeah.
This is it.
I like. Here's what I think is a healthy number. 4 rounds preliminary with entering a top 8. I think that is the healthiest number for a tournament like this.
I think that's a 32 then. Because if you take so if you take like you could take the top 2 from each bracket. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 32. Then you take 16 from that, have the 2 from each team kind of first and second on like opposing brackets, and then you kind of go from 16 to 8 to 4 to 2, where the final comes.
I'm still a little lost.
Basically, you start with 32, 4 in bracket form, and then once the brackets are done, which can all be played at once, you take the top 2 of each group, and you basically do 1, 2. Basically, put them at. Basically, there's a 16 bracket. That's of like you've got to win. You have to win that round, and then what's it called? My brain's good. Basically, you go 16, and then 8 of those go through. Then 4 of those go through. So it's one person versus one person instead of like 4 and 4. Like 3 team.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open a Google Drawing. Cause yeah, my man, I am lost.
You could also do the preliminaries as a battle royale.
Oh God, no. That is the last thing I want to do.
Or anyone wants to do, I don't think.
There'll be so many
Oh,
deal
fucking
with.
hell. Google, Jesus Christ. People are... Google. Why is the machine so slow? This is...
Basically, from what I know, you want them to battle those 8 main teams at some point in the tournament.
Oh, yeah, they probably... That's a good point. We probably want them... Well... Oh, fuck me. Yeah. So they're gonna have to start knocking out, the main characters, quote-unquote. The main rivals or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Unless some upset comes where a rival is taken out by a randomer team. Which could be fun.
We could still job them, no problem. But, yeah. That's a good point. Alright, let me come back to this. The actual nitty-gritty of how the I'm still attached to the idea of, what am I trying to say? On the outward appearance, in a narrative sense, 4 qualifying rounds, and then the actual final tournament is a top 8. Maybe... Maybe yeah.
But you want... Do you want to station it? Sorry.
I want them... yeah, that's a good point. Because my thing is, I want these guys who, we paid for special art and everything. I want all these guys to be top 8 if we can.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Team Fresh Loof won't encounter them, and that's going to be really disappointing for the people who got all these characters in.
Question, Stuart. How many rounds do you think the party wants to do?
That's a good point, too. How many rounds do you have left in you?
Because, they'd be like, oh yeah, 8 sounds nice. 16, definitely way too much.
Here's an example of what I was talking about.
With 8 teams, it's 3 rounds. So 3 battles for
So
Fresh Loof.
7 total. If they do... Well, no. Yeah, it'd be 7 total if we do 4 qualifying rounds. We could do 3 qualifying rounds with pools of 4 teams, right?
Mm-hmm. I think.
So if you want to handle it in a very different way, you could have it to where if you want to have some of these other teams, you could have it that they fight them in you can make it more vague about number of wins and stuff like that versus the other teams that are there, and that some of the teams they beat wind up on the other side of the bracket.
That's what I was talking about with the whole first and second go through in a bracket.
Okay. So someone asks...
Or a loser's bracket might be helpful.
No, we're not doing a loser's bracket. Like, I thought about that, but then as soon as I mentioned it to the party, they were like, no, absolutely not.
I've fucking done.
I've linked an image that might help in text to voice chat.
There we go. That's a
top 16.
Yep.
But the idea is, but does that help with visualizing a bit more?
I get it. I do. I'm not like I mean, we could do that.
Just one bracket.
Just one bracket. It would simplify things like for the party for sure. But it does give me a little less flexibility. Like if I walk in, they gotta fight Team Derp-a-Derp, and then it turns out Team Derp-a-Derp just absolutely fucking trounces them. That's not fun. And
I'd say keep it vague who they're so they'd know their opponents but not know the rest of the bracket most likely.
That's why I imagine the qualifying rounds could be random, like #random, and I could gradually.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to suggest.
You spin a wheel, you just do.
Like I just do it. Yeah,
essentially.
You gotta do 4 qualifying rounds, and you gotta get best of 3. That way.
Yeah, so that way you can.
Or you gotta do 3 qualifying.
Yeah,
rounds.
so that way you can. Sorry. I was just like, yeah, so that way you can get battles in with some of the teams you don't think will maybe make it, or you don't think will necessarily get to battle them when the 8 top teams go in, essentially.
So okay, let's go with 3 qualifiers. You got to qualify, you got to do best 2 out of 3, and that works. If anything, I could put them up against a really strong fucking team and like destroy them round 1 to prove how dangerous the situation is, and then
pull it to bias. Got it.
Like I could put them up against Jesus's team, or like a team that they've consistently lost against is our weather teams. They have a real hard time against those.
Yeah.
As I said, you can also put them against a team they've fought many times that they've won against, but power up their team.
Or and we could also I could also have them fight against whomever. Okay, so that's good. We're gonna for the illusion of the tournament, like the illusion of the storyline, 3 qualifiers, top 8.
Good morning. This channel isn't.
Hey, okay, so I should, whomever this is, I do not recognize that name or that voice. This is a world building stream. If you would like to be in here, I need you to be on twitch.com or twitch.tv.
Okay, world building stream. Alright. Did not know this.
It's fine. I dropped it in live streams. You're good.
Alright, cool. I will join Twitch soon.
Right on. So
I went next, Stuart. I was saying, what's next? Sorry, I didn't hear you talk.
3 qualifiers will take place outside at random elemental fields. We'll have them.
I was about to say, elemental fields are a classic staple of the Pokemon anime, so yeah.
It looks like, I'm gonna go ahead and write this down at the elemental fields. It looks like I got... Check.
I have a suggestion. Not quite sure, because for some reason in my my brain just went like, what if they just chose the fields like Mario Kart style?
I had
Really?
a thought as well. I had a thought as well relating to the fields. Each field could have a permanent version of the terrain effects, like grassy terrain.
I personally think that random is a bit more exciting. In that.
What if I just thought of something? What if each individual team member has to do a battle? No, right?
No, the reason I'm not doing that is because I'm letting you know, like, full disclosure, people are burnt out. I don't have.
I'm well aware. I
don't have a lot of fight left in them, and we want to end the series on a high note, and we want each round to be exciting. So that's why I'm doing that. You know what? I'll write down these fields later, but I think what would be most exciting is if they get a hashtag random team to fight. They get a random field, and the field will be truly random, for sure.
Yeah, because I remember in the Kanto League was like, oh, well, round one, what was Battle League? Oh, it's grass theme, or it's ice theme, and thinking, oh, okay. So no one goes in with any advantages and stuff. We don't. So just know what they're doing until like against the battle and stuff.
Mechanically speaking, we'll add like field effects for each one. I don't have a problem with that.
Like it's the ice one is like here's snowing it is or something like that.
I remember that halfway through the fight. I remember sorry.
Let's take turns real quick. Jake, quick, give me your thing.
I remember halfway through each round in the anime, they change fields. Is that going to happen or no?
The anime had the advantage of being an anime.
I do not have that budget or that patience right now.
I mean, they could just walk to another field.
No.
You're like, time! Everybody over there now, please.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, we'll go there then.
There is also, as said, because there's like there's rain, snow,
sun,
sand, plus the terrain effect, like grassy terrain,
misty, psychic.
I think we'll deal with that later.
I'm not doing that right now. I'm working out other things.
Later.
Okay. We're getting lost in the weeds here.
Grassy and stuff is
So here's what I'm thinking. I should share the goal. So the goal of this whole thing is each round tension should increase, in the sense that there needs to be an escalation each round. Each round needs to have a tangible reward and an exciting increase in risk. So each round, hold up. So for the preliminary start of tourney, each team mate locks in 3 Pokemon each. Since they have to win 2 out of 3 to get into top 8, they should have 5 usable Pokemon each by top 8. If they perform really well, they have 6. If perfect record, 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I would make it so they don't basically they have like their 6 Pokemon they can choose, but they don't have to lock into that team.
Correct. Yeah.
For that.
No. I know exactly what you're. Like the 3 Pokemon are locked in, but like if they catch, say, I don't know, a Ho-Oh halfway through the tournament, they can put that in their thing.
I mean, like, for each individual fight, they don't have what's it called? Where basically, I think in like, this is going back all the way to Kanto, the first generation, where Ash didn't use the same Pokemon in each of his preliminary rounds.
Right. I'm not doing that. We're
Burnt out.
So in the no. Like for example, Lavi for his 3 starts is going to choose probably Charizard, Lucario, and probably a Dragon type. In all the in all the preliminaries, he has at least access to those 3. Provided they continue to win, he can add like something else on top of that.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, I will get to options where they can switch things out, but until that point, that's what he's locked into.
Okay.
So like, it'll probably be. I'm guessing. Like, if I know Lavi, and I do, drink for me if I'm correct. He's gonna choose Charizard. He's gonna choose Lucario, and he's gonna choose probably. See, the last one's a wild card, but I suspect Cammy or Odin, and I'm leaning on Cammy.
Kerbo Houdini. Kerbo Houdini, you can hang on it.
Yeah.
But
okay. So, when they enter the first round, they can only have access to those 3 items as their team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in order to add more elements to every round, we'll host side events. And these side events will start granting them access to more stuff. So, for example, side event. I'm not going to create the event, but I'll create the prize right now as an example. So, one of the prizes for a side event is you can equip a Pokemon with an item. So, like, when you first enter the tournament, you only get Pokemon, no items. But if you win a side event, you can have your 3 Pokemon, plus one of them can be equipped with something.
Like a leftovers or...
A sword.
A sword, or a... Yeah, see, I'm gonna get to it. But like a lot of these side events could add really powerful bonuses, like equip a Pokemon with an item, or for example, gain 5 levels, or
the trainer technically able to use items on them.
like 1 trainer item, that sort of thing.
Yeah, for example, like a potion or a revive or something, which could change up the entire fight.
I think a revive is out of the question, but I think a full restore would be the most powerful we could allow.
Why does it sound like a cage lock?
What's a cage lock?
Well,
Wrestling where like you're stuck in a cage.
well,
And I'm pretty sure that's just Nuzlocke, but no, in
the
battle
cage
items.
lock, the cage lock rules is at the end after each gym battle, the 2 players who are doing the race fight each other, and whoever wins, their Pokemon which you send into the cage match can gain one of like 3 or 4 different things. Either like they gain an item, they gain TM usage and stuff, or something like that.
I think that would be these side events might be something that would overcomplicate.
Yeah, this just reminded me of it. It just though.
Yeah. So like, what we need to do is side events, like winning side events will allow perks. So for this situation, we should start thinking of perks.
The only issue I can see from that is they will start sweeping other teams with the big advantages if they do win
here's the thing.
those.
There's going to be so many side events and so many perks that the other teams are going to get access to that too.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair.
Like there's going to be like for thematic purposes, there's going to be like 100 side events. But the team will be able to participate in 8 of them.
We've already come up with a couple already.
Yeah, and I'm already saying that. So let's come up with perks first. I can think of a million fucking side events right now. Right now, I need to think of perks.
Once everyone's super, no one's super.
That's not
First allowed.
no. How about
because like items are good.
One additional enhanced Pokemon.
That works.
Oh, maybe being able to use like one of the gimmicks, like Mega or Z moves.
That's an enhanced Pokemon.
Okay.
I was going to ask about that.
What about able to change out one team member?
As in a human?
Right there.
No, as in change one Pokemon team member.
I got that right there. Switch out Pokemon. Yep.
Okay, as in a human, that'd just be like a game show with a lifeline.
A perk you could use on the other team. Unable to switch Pokemon out for their next round.
This sounds like the Battle Arcade.
Or just minus one team member. Like they have to sit out the round.
No, that is a free KO.
Yeah, no.
No, if you tell it to, like, well,
not being able to switch is a lot different because you could still improvise.
Remember too, if we give them access to, like, the other teams will be doing these side events too, and I could just be like, can you imagine me telling X or Megami, hey, you can't play this round because the other team won chase an egg to the, like, they won an egg roll contest, and because of that, you can't play.
But,
maybe choice of a field?
Okay, field choice, I like that.
Like, Stuart, if you look at the link I sent in the chat, see, it's the Battle Arcade it is from Platinum. It's a something idea it is.
I don't know if changing the ability to switch out is basically you get to change when they're knocked out, but you can't change if the situation changes. I think it's called set battle style, but I can't remember.
AAA is asking, are you coming back to Twitch? No, I'm just doing the world building screen here because it's convenient and I don't want to make a thumbnail.
No.
Maybe just like as an easy one, strong TM.
Oh, TM. Okay.
Like, oh, you get like Hyper Beam, except it's not once a day or seeing whatever it is, but it's like instead a bit lower.
What about plus? Are there like speed stats in this thing?
Yes.
Automatic plus.
Oh.
1 to a stat.
I'm gonna put for now auto swords dance, like just because I'll know what that means. Auto swords.
Doesn't have to be sword dance. Could be something like dragon dance.
Yeah.
It's just so he understands what it is later.
Yeah, I'm making dirty. I'm making quick and dirty notes, so that way I can rare evolution item. I'll put that down.
I did have a thought on, like, you mentioned how it's like a free KO if like they were to take him out. I don't know the exact rules for this. That's why I suggested it. So what about they have to go last? Like, is it like they're going in order one at a time, or are they doing it all at once?
Could you like in what context?
In the battles and the preliminaries, are they all going at once, or are they doing it one at a time?
Initiative order, control. You know what? I'll put that down because that's not a bad idea. Move tutor. I like that. That's a cool idea.
What about winning items?
Rare item win. I got that. Yeah, I'll write that down.
because that can be used for in conjunction with, say, able to use an item to change things.
So, like, they could win, like, a light orb or something. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I got that rare item win, and then I'll put down there, like, light orb, just as an example. Cool. Rare evolution item. I think the rare evolution item is going to be a little bit less helpful, because I think pretty much everyone is fully evolved on all their Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
At this point, that's
Protector,
not necessary.
Electrolyzer, Magmarizer, those type of stuff.
Yeah, I've been very generous with items so far, and like Pokemon at the very least.
I also don't think any of the other teams would need that either.
Yeah, I'm not certain. So I'm less inclined. Rare candies. I got gain 5 levels, so I'll actually just put for like flavor purposes rare candies.
What about able to pick their next opponent?
I'd argue against it.
No, I have a rebuttal. Maybe you force the opponents to pick one of the. You force them to pick one Pokemon specifically. Like you pick Pokemon number 2 instead of number 3 or 1 on their team.
No, as in like you pick the next team you fight against.
I think that would only work in the preliminary stage.
Yeah. Once you reach top 8, that perk is useless.
That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking for the preliminary stages. Basically, it's say there's someone that
we get how it works.
No, I do.
Force an encounter.
No, I get it. Like I give it to an NPC and they're like, "Hey, I choose to fight Team Fresh Floof."
Yeah.
I mean, that could be your.
Just
make reason why they fight Steven in the Dark One.
Make it,
I think it's more fun if they don't.
Fair.
No, it's like, okay, they're up against Steven in the Dark Ones, and then some guy goes like, "No, I'm fighting you instead. You're fighting me instead."
It's Joe Schmo's like, I challenge you instead. I got a card as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Great to use on NPCs, not necessarily the party, but good.
Not sure on the egg either, because at this point, it's literally end game.
Force opponent to pick a single Pokemon. That's definitely a villain move, but like, yeah.
No, what I was saying was, like, again, they pick one of your Pokemon, and you start with that Pokemon you do. You can't swap out into that Pokemon either is like KO's a Pokemon, or they get KO'd themselves. You do. So they're fortunate that one Pokemon into either KO'd or KO Pokemon.
I understand the application to what you're suggesting. It's just I'm just writing it down. All right, equip a Pokemon with an item, gain 5 levels, one trainer item. I should mark like per battle.
Equip your opponent with Equip your opponent with a poison something.
Per
negative item, then like Lagging Tail or something.
Let's let Stuart look through the items first before we suggest new ones.
Add 1 enhanced Pokemon. That one's really strong. Able to switch out.
Here's one. Change one team member your opponent uses.
That seems similar to force opponent to pick a single Pokemon. So, like, for example, this is how I'm understanding this perk would work if we implemented it. So, Prism and Lobby, right? Prism has currently locked in, and Team Fresh Floof knows this. Team Prism. Let's see. He's got Venusaur, he's got Lugia, and his starter picked, right? So he's got these 3. If Lobby picked this perk, he says, "Hey, for this fight, you have to use Venusaur." Is that how I'm understanding your implementation is?
No, I'm saying like that say that they know they've got a less powerful team member in the reserves. They have to swap out one of the team members for that reserve.
Okay, so like, am I understanding correctly? let's say he picks Lugia, and Lobby's like, no, switch to Venusaur.
No, say he's got Eradicate.
Do you want me to explain this?
Kind of.
Alright, so instead of how you suggested it, Stuart, instead of being like, okay, instead of just choosing, like, alright, you have to switch out one of those Pokemon with, say, I don't know, Prison's Pokemon, so let's just say a Skarmory. So he has to choose between Gardevoir, Venusaur, Lugia, one of those to switch out with Skarmory, for example.
I think what might be more balanced is Lockout. So, like, let's say... No, that's still maybe too strong. Again, if we have Prism here, they're going up against Prism. They have the Lockout perk. They say, Prism, you can't use Lugia, fuck you. We're not fighting her. Like, that and, like, Team Prism formed their entire strategy around Lugia. Like, if I gave my NPCs that perk, I would be like, cool, you can't use Dekins, you know? Or you can't use, you know, a Pokemon that's, like, core to their strategy. Like, I would just... I want to avoid player riots. You know what I mean?
I have an idea relating to the perks that might help. You have a limited time to use them. Maybe, depending on how powerful they are, you can only use them the next round, or you have like 2 or 3. Say you have an X number of fights before you have to either get a new perk. Also, limited number. You can only have a limited number of perks per team.
Like, teams are allowed one perk per person. To be honest,
potentially.
I like, so we still, okay, I'm down for that, but we still need to come up with enough perks that makes the choice difficult. So like, starting the fight with a field choice, maybe not field choice, but like weather effect. I'm thinking field choice is not going to be useful. Or, well, field, no, because like electric zone or whatever, psychic zone.
The terrains.
I mean, I feel like the lava field would just have, you know, sunny day effects and vice versa with everything else.
Angry Harpia Lugia art would be fun. That character got away from me, guys. Lugia is no longer my character.
Oh, yeah, Stuart.
Yeah,
Stuart, we've been over that.
we all know.
Okay, so what about like this?
Gravity and Trick Room. Oh god.
We're still talking about perks, right? Okay, perks. Meta perks are not okay. We're like, it has to be in universe, right?
What do you mean?
Like, Exodark one has to go take a walk.
No, that's not good. No, in universe perks.
What?
Question, Stuart. Since this is a very D&D thing in general, and I don't know the system that well, at max level for a Pokemon, do you have all their available abilities
so the
or
way
no?
we're gonna do this is for the preliminary rounds, every person's Pokemon is at level 60. After the first 2 rounds, I think every 2 rounds that they win, it upgrades them 5 levels.
Okay, because my suggestion would be quote-unquote ability capsule where they can switch on an ability, but with how the system works, I'm trying to remember if you already just have access to all their abilities or no.
You know what? I do like that ability switch. It'd go along with Move Tutor. So like the Move Tutor perk just says fuck you to game mechanics. You could teach a Pokemon a move it has no business knowing.
Ah yes, Canopy, Flamethrower.
No, precisely, 100%. Like, it's not even on the egg list. You could just do it. Like,
I'm the most advanced Move Tutor there is.
It's cool.
Alright.
Secretly hides the Game Shark.
Judgment.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna put non signature moves.
Dang it.
And just to make it easier for you to remember, just put like Caterpie Flamethrower.
Yeah.
All right, move tutor, non-signature moves. Caterpie.
Flamethrower.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. One of the perks, equip a Pokemon with any item. So if your Pokemon is holding an item, that's just a perk that you unlocked through a side event. Cool. Your
Okay, I also suggest. I remember what I was going to suggest. Pokemon, give an item to your opponent.
That is
negative
a
item.
strategy that people can employ with the game mechanics already, like with throw or like other things. Yeah.
Yeah, trick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's trick, fling.
But I was thinking like give your opponent a
Throw,
poison barb or something that'll poison your
I'm
opponent.
aware of how it works. Yeah, it's just that's again a bit too much for like a perk in universe. So it's like, okay, think of it this way. I am Lavi, or you know what? I'm Corinne, because Corinne would absolutely throw a fit about this. I'm Corinne, and I have prepped a strategy that I think is very good, but is actually basic as bitch. But she thinks she has come up with an amazing strategy, and I said, oh, by the way, they picked a perk where they're pre-poisoning your Pokemon. So bring your Pokemon here so we can inject them with some poison before the fight starts. You know what I mean? Like,
the butterfly cages that shit.
Like it's a really weird disconnect that does not work in a D&D setting.
Oh, I've got a thing. A perk where the field, the entire field, both sides, so it's not just your side, it's their side as well, has some kind of entry hazard.
Landmines.
Yeah.
I would say no, since you can already just set that up with certain things as well. It is up to you, Stuart, so if you think it's neat.
Like setting up a hazard, because
it might be more interesting to do that for a field effect.
Like stealth rocks, toxic spikes.
I actually,
spikes.
you know what? Actually, I'm digging this idea. It would go along the same. It would go along the same like energy, like the same kind of what am I trying to get at? The same goal as the terrain effect or a weather effect, a hazard effect on the field before the match starts. Like that's huge, but it's not much different than the other two.
All right, fair.
It has to be significant enough that each of these perks needs to be tempting, but there cannot be an obvious one. Like, yeah.
Okay. Like pre-inject. What if it's both Pokemon get a status condition?
Still no.
Yeah, that's the
I think
idea.
The spirit of what we want is you gain an advantage, your opponent does not suffer a disadvantage. So, like, pre-poisoning your opponent's Pokemon, well, first of all, it could super backfire on you. Second of all, like, if they have, like, what are the...
Poison heal.
Guts. Thank you. Like,
guts.
Yeah, guts, poison heal, toxic boost.
Yeah, is gravity... What is gravity and Trick Room? That's a terrain effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gravity is... Gravity is flying types are no longer flying.
And levitate ones as well. As well. Or get grounded. And Trick Room flips the speed out of everything it does.
Flips initiative, basically.
Fast and slow, yeah.
Okay, so here's what I got for perks. Equip a Pokemon with an item. That's a good perk. I think... Because at this point, Lumberries are just pissing me off so much. I'm not gonna ban Lumberries, but if you want a Lumberry, you gotta get this perk. Like,
Wait, how many times? What's Lumberries actually?
They eliminate a status condition, and I have had that happen so many fucking times that like they just take a fucking mallet, equip everybody with Lumberries, and then just brute force through the gym with no strategy. It's quite annoying, actually. It's...
They use the mechanics.
Just ban Lumberries.
Which is where the putting the poison hazard on the field just fixes the Lumberry thing straight away.
I think, nah.
I do like the having the earn it with like the item thing, Stuart. I agree.
Like this includes a. I'm gonna put Pokemon items such as Light Orb, and Food Buff. So.
What about getting an additional Pokemon on your side, but it's not controlled by any trainer? It's like an ally, basically, like a totem Pokemon ally.
That kind of eliminates the point of a tournament.
That absolutely fucks with the action economy.
Although the banning the getting an item thing also affects the whole the power move thing, because you can't use a Mega Evolution or a Z move without an item on the Pokemon.
That's a really good point. So let me put start of tournament rules then. So start of tournament rules. 1 enhanced Pokemon per team per battle. So the reason I say per team per battle is this is going to solve, I'm going to call it the Jade problem. So Jade has she
just say the Pokérap at this point, Stuart.
She's got on her side a Marshadow, a Metagross, and a what's the bug Pokemon?
Oh, actually,
Genesect.
Let's say which one.
Like she could still have her starting 3 Pokemon be these 3, but if she chooses Genesect or Marshadow, nobody else can have a legendary when they start the fight.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Actually, in the World Tournament at the Pokemon Anime, they allowed one user to use either Mega Evolution. Everyone was allowed one use of a battle gimmick, so they can only use Mega Evolution, Z move, or Dynamax.
Oh yeah, I should also put Z move.
With the only exception being only exception of that rule then was like the final the final round where Ash was like, Ash, use all 3, or use all 3. Because he wanted a fun fight he did, which is fair enough. It was a cool battle it was.
What if Lavi just goes up to the last team and just says like, use all of them?
I mean, the way
it goes rebust. I think I'll hang him.
There is an unofficial rule, and like at least Smash is the handshake rule. You could agree, like between the two of you, hey, let's say fuck that, and we all use legendaries. I think the tournament would allow that if everyone gets to use a legendary. You know.
Yeah, definitely, if it's fair.
I will put handshake rules exception. Make sense?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you want to use a legendary? Wait, does Jake have a 6 Pokemon or no?
He has 5. What I will put here, though, is when it comes to Mega and Battle Bond, items for Mega don't count. So, 1 item per team per battle. And then 1 trainer item per team per battle. So, for example, like 1 full... full restore. That's fine.
Yeah. Nothing that can revive anything.
So I'm gonna put Lumberry / what is Light Orb. So those are the only rules. Is start a tournament. You can have 1 enhanced Pokemon, 1 item.
Life Orb.
Is Life Orb different?
It's life. Then Light Orb is Pikachu. Is it Pikachu item? It is for Volt Tackle.
Better.
It's
Life
just
Orb,
so Stuart knows what he means.
Yeah, Life Orb is the one that gives you more power but lose HP because of it.
I will put down below this gentleman's rules in
agreements.
Yep. So yeah, this is what you're allowed. Now the only radical change is 1 trainer item. That is a radical change that is not shown up in the campaign at all so far. So yeah, we'll have to just work around that.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Full restore is. All right, I'll put banned items. Full restore.
Lumberry.
I'm gonna put that's gonna be a held item. So 1 held item.
Anything that revives, just ban.
Items, Lumberry. Let's see, Lumberry, Sacred Ashes. Is that a held item?
I actually wrote the sword. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
but it can heal your team outside of battle.
Yeah, and use outside boundaries though it is to revive.
I had a Pokemon story I wrote once where there was a legendary that basically went like, "Oh, I'm immortal," but he was just using Sacred Ash.
Yeah, not trying to be rude, but weird. World building at the moment.
I know. I was using that as an example.
Cool.
Sorry.
I appreciate.
You're good.
Yep.
Just keep in mind.
All right, so the banned I'm sure there's going to be other held items that'll come up later, but I'm just going to put their banned items Lumberries. I'm so tired of Lumberries. Like, let's see, 1 trainer item per team battle. So banned items, full restore, and revives. Sound good to you guys?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
What about max revives?
Revive.
Well, yeah, any revival item, basically.
I'll just put any
same principle.
revival item because I'm now thinking. Yeah. You know what? Instead of 1 trainer item, we're gonna put 1 trainer action.
Oh, okay.
So, like, Tracy could use a healing move.
I see.
She does the dance.
Because I'm reminded of the move Revival Blessing from Pomot exists.
Okay, you know what? That's a good point. So banned trainer stuff. Anything that damages. I'm gonna put damages.
Fair. I feel like you do have to specify that with this party.
By that, so like Tracy can't just sit there and play the sleepy polka flute. She can buff her own team, but she can't, like, put another Pokemon to sleep with a trainer action.
Look at that cool thing. Rock throw. Just throw a rock in the Yang emits.
Full restore. Max.
What?
Max restore, full restore. Ban trainer stuff, anything that damages other team. No revival moves for trainers. That works for me. And then, yeah, so let's go down to the perks. Perk, equip an extra Pokemon with an item per battle. Gain 5 levels with rare candies. I think 5 levels is a significant enough boost to make it a perk.
Oh, it definitely is.
Actually, you'd be surprised. In Pokemon Tabletop, the level difference is not as insane as it is in the video game.
I played through Black and White 2 Challenge mode. It's a lot.
In the video game, yes. In the tabletop game, it's not that bad. It's 5 extra stats, which could mean a lot, but yeah.
No.
Depends on your rolls.
Well, it's not even your rolls; it's your build because you don't roll for stats. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. 1 trainer item per battle. Banned full restore. Ooh, you know what could be a perk? Allow a
full restore.
Ooh,
no! I just get that perk.
No.
Except Lumberry.
A single banned item. Because here's the thing. Well, here's the thing too. Let's say they get that perk and they choose Lumberry as their banned item, right? That means someone else might start with another enhanced Pokemon. Because remember, they're only going to be able to get like 4 to 6 perks. And if they're wasting one of their perks on unlocking the Lumberries, like, that's huge, but it's only one thing, you know?
You know they're gonna do it on Revival, though.
I did. Sorry, but maybe I can stop bugging. I did say that a perk could only last one round, which can be good or bad. Basically, you use it once, and then you can't use it again another round.
Like certain perks could do that, maybe. Well, that's
I would still vote against it due to the frustration of, like, all right, we finally took down their biggest hitter, and now they revived it. Okay,
so
fuck us.
I'll allow a single banned item, non-revive.
Okay, that's more fair.
Non-revived banned item. Item / action. Non-revive. Auto swords dance, you start the fight with a sword dance, which can be huge, or an equivalent of a swords dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, for example, they could go with what's the move that they could? Your team starts with every member sand attack once. For the
more like evasion.
Opponent,
I think evasion would be more appropriate, because remember, sand attack is fucking with the opponent. You are damaging the opponent.
But yes, what I mean,
sand attack. Throw sand. Pocket sand. Go.
Gentlemen, getting off topic.
I meant against the opponent.
I know what you're saying. Like sand attack, like you start the battle with them sand attacked. But again, imagine I'm a player and I say, hey, they chose the perk to sand attack you at the start. They're gonna be fucking mad. Any perk that the party gets, I need to allow the NPCs to get. Granted, they can.
But the evasion
they can
one
switch out for sure, but like they're still wasting a turn switching.
The evasion one makes it more.
It makes it sound less bullshit. Doesn't mean it is less bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should even put evasion. So like start fight with +2 to stat. Evasion +1 only. There we go.
Yeah, that makes sense for those. Attack, speed, defense, push defense, all that stuff.
So the side, I thought it was side event.
Right now, we're not doing that. We're working on perks. We'll get to the side events later. Let's get to those. No. I know, buddy. I want to let you pitch it, but right now I need to stay on topic with perks. Okay.
Yeah, we need to make
I know
sure
perks. What I was going to say was perks. I just want to let you know I had an idea once already. You get a master ball object.
It's not helpful.
Become Team Rocket.
I'm sorry. You put me on the spot there. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, if you don't have a perk, chill out. We'll get to you. Okay. We're gonna get to you. Okay. I promise. I want to figure this out too. Okay. So. Change a locked Pokemon. So, like, let's say they're realizing that, what's his name? Let's say Lavi has got Cammy. They're realizing Cammy is dead fucking weight. She's not contributing. Lavi wants to switch her out for Houdini. This changed locked Pokemon is Lavi's perk. He can pick this slot, and he could just swap it out.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair one.
I think it's once per battle. No, once per like something though. That must be like a once per thing.
I do like that. I'll put once per battle. Once per battle, he can swap. That pretty much infinitely opens up like Lavi's team at that point, which may be too powerful, and we may need to break check that, but we'll see where it goes.
I was gonna. Okay.
You could also make getting that perk a really difficult what's called side thing.
Or maybe we just make it to like, it's one per team. It is instead of being multiple use possibly. So say if Lava use it once, you can't use it again. If they get it again, they do. For example. So locked to those now there's new three.
Here's the thing too. If you think about it this way, Jade has a fucking like school shooter's arsenal in her pocket, right? Like she could just go, hey, Houdini is no good. Why don't you go ahead and take like fucking Reggie, which is not a Pokemon that Lavi caught. Not Reggie. You know what I mean? Like Jade is.
No, only solution I can think.
No, go ahead.
You go.
Hikari, yeah.
Only solution I can think of that is like, all your caught Pokemon are already registered because the tournament has started, and you can add or switch that around or trade during the tournament.
Well, the spirit of the change locked Pokemon, like that is like, let's say they do catch a Ho-Oh and they want to put Ho-Oh on their team. That's kind of the spirit. That's kind of the spirit of that too.
Completely forgot. My bad.
Is that a spoiler?
No, I do not intend to put Ho-Oh in this game.
Good.
I mean, that's technically a spoiler saying I don't intend to put Ho-Oh in here, but like you get the idea.
The Ho shows up to steal Prism's girl.
I think they're siblings.
Cut to the end of Pokemon Coliseum. Just flying by.
Depends on how you want to do it, Stuart. And lore, they are not.
What's it called? Able to use not rare candies. The what's it called? The item that buffs a stat.
Oh, like PP up and stuff. Or like,
yeah.
Like protein and stuff are those ones.
Yeah.
That's just the same as like gain 5 levels at that point.
Yes and no. I see what the idea. I understand the spirit behind it. I'm gonna put Mega Drugs. Break
the vitamins.
Mega Drugs / vitamins. So I'm gonna put Game Break PP up / vitamin. I you know what I mean? Like the game allows you to put 5 vitamins on a Pokemon, but this will let you put like a 6th one, you know?
Yeah, because the vitamins do 10 plus whatever EV it is.
Hold up, no, not in tabletop. No fucking way is that in tabletop.
Yeah, in the game they are 10 plus. They are.
Yeah, no, we need to think of it tabletop wise.
Yeah. Terms.
But
if you want to artificially, sorry.
I think Stuart gets what is meant by like using a PP up or something.
I totally understand. So I'm going to put Mega Drugs / vitamin, game breaking PP.
That's feathers.
So game breaking PP up or a game breaking vitamin. Like you're technically not supposed to have this, but you do it because you got the perk. I'm down for that. That's a really good perk.
Like here's like an iron to boost your defenses and stuff. So now this bulky motherfucker.
Start the battle with a terrain effect of your choice. I like that. Preset hazard of your choice. Weather effect of your choice. Those are all really strong.
Can one of the preset hazards be landmines that are Voltorbs? Just look, that's one of the choices.
Hazards are in-game hazards like poison spikes or I don't know them that well.
Stealth rock,
like sticky web, electro web.
Yeah.
I've just had one that's a bit more of a comical one. You start with your theme music playing.
Yes, the emotional boost.
At that point, they just put in Cena.
Yes.
And I do have an idea if you want to artificially inflate the amount of perks.
Yeah, good idea.
That's more. I said that's more of a comedy one.
Hikari, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Separate the held items into different categories because there's like one-use ones, but then there's also like other ones. So, like for example, you can either get a charcoal to permanently boost your fire attacks, or you can get a fire gem to give you a really big, strong fire attack, but it's only once.
So like
and like maybe the choice items and stuff as well.
Put gem buff. How about that? Gem buff. So food buff.
Yeah.
No lumberry. Gem buff. Yeah, like stat up. I mean, it's not stat. Move up, like element up. Type up.
Type up.
Thank you.
Type up.
So like double stab or something.
Yeah.
I do have a question. What's going to be the in-universe reason for the Lumberry plan?
It's tournament
rules.
You could just say bad grazing for the year there was. You just say that.
+5 to stat, like to elemental move. The reason,
Jake.
Yeah?
I was gonna say Jake put an interesting one in chat. Fake ability capsule temporarily changes the Pokemon's ability while in battle, wears off if the Pokemon is switched out.
I have ability swapper. It's gonna be in the same thing as move tutor, like give Pokemon or replace Pokemon ability it with something it normally wouldn't. And I'm also gonna put hold up.
You may want
No signature, no removing truant.
Battlebond?
No Wonder Guard.
Yeah, no, okay, so no
Wonder Guard.
That's technically a signature.
No one.
So,
It is technically, but like everyone's like, just don't touch Wonder Guard.
What about one free switch out?
If a Pokemon
Jimmy,
drops out Wonder Guard, they will explode.
Jake, left the person locked.
you know what? Okay, so once per battle, free action switch. That, I know what you're talking about. That is a juggler ability. Giving them access to that would be kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. So, like...
There is also or other ones, like free act, like you can get an extra attack, an extra move or something.
Again,
I'd vote against that.
Really big into the action economy. Don't like it. The switch.
But this is again once per round, once per fight.
But let's say I stack speed on. You know what? I'm going to use Lugia because she's an excellent example. She is blatantly overpowered. She's going to go first, and if she gets 2 attacks in 1 turn, that's insane. Does that make sense? It's like it's feature stacking on one Pokemon, and it's eliminating teamwork is the problem. Is there healing between rounds of the tournament? Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah.
1 trainer item. Okay, so 1 trainer action per battle. I'm gonna put 1 additional trainer action, 1 additional trainer item. Band revives. Okay.
How about I technically call it a full heal, where you basically anyone that's still not a lot got hit points can basically be healed to full, even if they're in the back rows.
That's still along the same spirit of a revive, and we want to avoid that because, again, they spend all their resources knocking out Lugia. He picked the perk to revive Lugia. Fuck you, you know? It's a bit much.
It needs to feel fun to be used against.
Yeah.
Is a big thing.
You need it to be as fun to use as it to be used against you. Which is why healing is almost too much. But if it's not going to be revive, it doesn't feel dirty. You know?
I didn't say I didn't say revive. I said anyone that's still active. Say Lugia was taken out and there's only the other 2 left, and the one in the back is half health.
That would still just be using a healing item.
You would just get the extra heal item thing then. So I like your spirit, but it's redundant at this point. And it's not a useful redundant. Like, separating the gem buff from the food buff from the equip buff is significant, because if I put all of those actions into 1 perk, that perk is too powerful. Because it gives the party too much flexibility. Does that make...
Oh, I don't know how to pronounce this name, so I'll just say says, how about a sturdy as a one-off perk?
Focus Sash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We can put that in item.
That's any choice that exists as well.
This might actually be.
Which would talk
This
you
might
through.
actually be a good set of perks. Well, we could, and I'm gonna take off rare item win, and I think aside from the perked, like the perked battles, there'll be side events where they can win rare items. So like, item side events, and they can win rare items. So that's fine.
Hey, that sounds good.
This works a lot. These are exciting perks that can swing a fight, but also aren't wildly unfair. If anyone
Quick question. With the weather effects, because I know they Gen 9 changed it, is for hail, is it hail or snow you're using?
Whatever PTU has.
They are different, they are.
I think I'm going to be using hail.
Okay, just because they are different effects.
If anything, we'll just make up our own weather effects. Nothing says I can't do that.
Yeah. Keep in mind, Lexstar, and we're using whatever PTU or PTA at this point has. So nothing that would be in Gen 9.
Let's go to side events. Now, Jake, you've been waiting very patiently. Give me the side event you wanted to pitch.
There is a random, like, costume, basically, like, a random old man who's running around. Okay, a random old man running around, like, the grounds of, like, the league. If you help him out, he will give you a perk. He's like a guy who was hired in costume.
I actually love that idea. That is a fantastic idea. Yeah.
Find the mascot character around her.
Okay, random old man. It's a
test
of character. No, that's really cool. I like that. Actually, in the same vein of that, I was thinking a perk auction. Like a perk charity auction.
I actually had a thought that you could only have 3 perks total per team, which means you have to choose what you use.
So 3 perks per team. Like you could still like they could so let's say they unlock 8 perks, but they can only choose 3 perks per battle.
That yes, or they can only choose. They can only use 1 perk, but they only have 3 perks they can choose from.
What?
So, because you're doing a lot of event, there's going to be a lot of events on during the thing. Basically, you only get a maximum of 3 perks you can keep. And then any are either swapped out or surplus.
Yeah, no, that.
Or can be auctioned off.
That's kind of what I suggested. Maybe I just use different words. But let's say Team Fresh Floof is just on it and they unlock every perk. They still only get the benefit of 3 perks per battle.
Or even just 1 perk per battle, because some of them might just be. Actually, you could put. I'm going to suggest you could put point values to each perk, and you can only have a maximum of
10 or something.
I understand the logic, but the reason I don't like that idea is, let's say for one team, a weather effect for them is a 10, but a weather effect for somebody else is a 2.
No, the value of each. The value across the board is the same for each perk, and you can only have, say, 5 points where you can spend into perks.
No, I understand that. I know exactly what you're trying to say, and I'm saying it's contextual. Yeah, it's. I don't want to assign value to the perks. Let's say the food buff is worth 1 point. but they can have a maximum of 5 points. Like, is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not going... I am going to say that's probably not going to be helpful because, again, for one team, a food buff may mean nothing, but another team could build their entire strategy around food buffs. Like, I guess that is part of the challenge, but, like, still no. I think 3 perks per fight is pretty reasonable.
Okay, we moved on from perks. Let's focus on the events now.
I mean, obvious one for event is, you know, scavenger hunt.
Okay.
For something. Like, you find 5 pieces of like an item, and then you could completely like, here's your item now. You have to give to a staff member. Going, oh yeah, here's my thing. Here's mine has now a perk tied to it or something like that.
I do like the idea of a perk charity auction. I thought of that on the ride home, and I was like, ooh, that's gonna give value to money.
Here's one that might create a shenanigan. A perk, basically an eating contest, and the reward is a perk.
I'll write it down. Eating contest. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
Question,
like...
Stuart. How long would these events last?
You would have to make them very.
How long would you want? Okay. Yeah. And so nothing that would last more than how many minutes
minutes.
In outer world?
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes in. Okay.
And I'd say that you can't use Pokemon during each of these events. It has to be the trainer that does it.
Depending, it'd be contextual on the event. So like, for example, the trainer fight royale, the way that one would work is a trainer can enter a ring with either an item or Pokemon. If they enter with a burst crystal, that's obviously an item. And if they enter with a Pokemon, then they can't use an item. Does that make sense?
They just beat the shit out of each other.
Some guys are magic go like, go, you bastard!
Like number 5, she's a very like dangerous trainer, but she can't burst. You know?
Yeah.
Like, number 5 doesn't have a burst ability, but she would be very, very scary in that event. And I think for the side events, too, I'm going to put anyone can enter with at least 1 badge. That way we can have a greatest hits of smaller NPCs coming up and still playing with them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about the side events, like the...
Would 5 have one bad? No, right.
The trainer has to cut it. You can't, like, for example, for the eating contest, you can't take a Snorlax into the eating contest.
I mean, I think they
fair at that point.
I think they can. But here's the thing: if you take in a Snorlax, you can take in a Snorlax. I'll take in my fucking
Guzzlord.
No, Guzzlord.
Yeah, Guzzlord. Yeah, you're like
I say that's bullshit,
yeah,
Stuart.
but that's kind of the fun of it. And the thing is, too, they'll only be able to enter X number of side events, too. They can't enter all of them. In universe, there's like 100, and they're all being monetized in some way.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got another one. A photo competition to find the best photo of a Pokemon, or take a photo of his Pokemon stuff.
Photo?
Photo. Yeah, take Pokemon Snap.
Sure. I'll write it down. Photo. I'll even put a Pokemon contest.
Yeah, that was.
I was gonna say a Pokemon contest.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The musicals from Black and White.
Catching competition.
Yeah, catching.
Oh god!
They're gonna be like, listen, we gotta enter that. We've always won every single bug catching competition.
It was only 1.
I'll even put mini. You know what? Mini golf. We'll put in
some type of race.
The musicals.
Presidential election, because they can't do another Nancy
presidential election. Like we need to bring back some of the mini games that they really liked playing.
Spelling bee.
Going to court.
Spelling bee.
Oh, then you gotta bring back Pokemon TCG.
I got.
What
No.
about something akin to rock paper scissors, where basically you can do Pokemon item move, and move is strong against Pokemon. Pokemon is strong against item. Item is strong against move.
I mean, they could just play Jenkin. I'm just gonna put rock paper scissors. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a really funny one. Have you played Kirby and the Forgotten Land? The Waldy minigame in the main town with the food.
What?
Free
services.
labor.
Free labor.
They've got like, oh yeah, they want cake, drink, tomato, like those three and stuff. Yeah, food service.
I've got another one. As a little mini game. What's it called? Basically, target shooting with a Pokemon.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Target shooting. I like that. That's cool.
Archery, skee ball, hoops, whatever one it would be.
I think for the side events too. Do you think they should be able to bring any Pokemon, or just their locked-in ones?
Any.
I'd say any, but still keep it limited, in context of the event.
Like no Guzzlord at food eating.
Guzzlord at food eating. Because NJ Murdoch is gonna show up, and he's like, "I've decided to enter the food competition."
No, with how Eddie is, I feel like he'd say no. It's all gonna be me. Just like look it up.
He would.
Oh, race!
I got a
race.
Put Pokeathlon stuff. Those events in there.
Again, we kind of make them micro games. We don't want each game to last more than 20 minutes because again, I have had a festival where like mini games each lasted an hour, and boy, nothing will make you hate festivals more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like any of the mini games from Pokemon Stadium and stuff. Any of those ones.
Like fairy.
Yeah.
I was gonna suggest that, but I didn't know how you do it in game with all the NPCs.
Simon says.
Yeah.
What about dance competition?
That would be. I'm gonna put it down. But that's gonna be.
Jade and Deckens.
On the same energy as a contest. Bring back the race mechanics. I've got the race. Boy, everyone really wants a race. Jesus.
That is why I was thinking it, because in my mind was just like the
race.
There could be two variants of a race. You could have running along the ground, and you could have flying races.
That's a good point.
So like a relay or triathlon.
Kind of, or just said, 100-meter dash with the fastest Pokemon you can think of.
Wedding event? What?
Wedding event?
Someone suggested wedding event, and I don't know how that would work.
Oh yeah, you would marry these two people. You've been never going to priest.
Alright, okay. Random old man. If you help out a random old man, he gives you a perk charity auction, perk trade, trainer fight royale, scavenger hunt, eating contest, trading card game tournament, photograph competition, Pokemon contest, bug catching competition. I'll just put catching competition, and I'll put bug. Because we know. Mini golf, escape room. I don't know why I put escape room, but that is silly to me. A race, presidential election. I'm gonna put that's kind of that's.
I feel like that's still okay.
You know what? Escape room, murder. So murder, mystery. We're gonna bring back the resolve perks. Presidential election. This will be like the. It won't be an election. It'd be.
You'd be like, who
a contest at that
who can
point.
best sell yourself to someone, pretty much.
Resolve system. Spelling bee. I can't think of. Here's the thing: if I do a spelling bee, they're gonna fucking cheat. You know that, right? They're gonna absolutely cheat.
Spell attacker.
Yeah.
No, at that point, just say gray, so the Brits and the Americans are at odds with each other.
We're gonna what's it called? Contest where you've got to guess something by blindfold, like.
Can you trust them to be
Oh, I
blindfolded?
just saw when you put Stuart. That's lovely.
No, basically, an item described, and they have to kind of guess it by what would be considered other senses than sight.
Oh yeah, let me just view this Pokemon. Oh, it's slimy. Oh, it's a Grimer.
Stuart, can I discuss with you later about the Who's That Pokemon thing? Because I have dumb ideas for that.
Pokemon 20 questions, Voltorb's flip. I'm going to cut that out. I don't think so. Rock, paper, scissors. We could do that.
No, not rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
No, I've got it. Rock, paper, scissors.
Grass, fire, water, done.
All right, Pokemon chess. Because that one YouTuber created Pokemon chess, and it's really cursed and really annoying.
That's what I was thinking of. No, Stuart. That's gonna take forever.
It will take forever, but it will be a good one-off, one.
It will take forever, but it's funny.
I'm debating that being a no-no because I know Alex and fucking Corinne will fight endlessly.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, capture hunt, capture. I put capture Kiza.
Let me spend the rest.
Like capture the legendary or whatever.
Don't redeem my points. Don't redeem my points. I just want to spend all my points.
What about something called a capture the flag?
Oh, okay.
Race.
No. Capture the flag can be. I understand what that is. That's like an FPS. Like you run and grab the flag.
Oh, King Hill
or something. Yeah, I can make that work. Food service, target shooting. I like that. Simon Says. Less inclined for that one.
But whoever say it's say the capture the flag 3-on-3, but the teams are randomized.
No, you can't do that because if you do, then who gets the perk?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they all get the same perk, or they get to choose from a selection of 3.
Maybe. I do like the idea of tying perks to mini games that I want them to play, like assign perks that I think they'll go for into the other mini games. But like, yeah.
And also, I did suggest that like tying more powerful perks to more difficult games.
So helping the random old man, which is the test of character, will get you 1 enhanced Pokemon, 1 additional enhanced Pokemon. Perk charity auction.
What about the exact opposite test of character?
What?
Like just do like instead of helping the old man, like if there's a separate old man, if you don't help it.
Oh no. No,
you get a perk.
I'm not doing that.
No. At this point, let's Stuart read through and check through all of them before we suggest anything else.
Trainer.
Okay.
Action scavenger hunt is 1. I think that would be like 1 held item. Eating contest, 1 food buff. Trading card tournament.
Yeah, and I said that as a joke. No.
Like, they're not going to do it, but I can give it to the NPC. How about
fair.
5 levels? Why not? Photograph contest. That would be... weather effect. Pokemon contest. That would be a... Do I got trainer action? Single band item. Bug catching competition. Swap out. Mini golf. I'm gonna open up a new a duplicate tab. That way I can see what all my perks are. Mini golf would be hazard, because golfing has hazards.
Fuck you.
You're in the rough. You're in the sand. God damn it. Out of bounds.
Escape room would be terrain effect. Race would be a... Actually, race would be terrain.
No, race could be a buff. because what's called a +2
yeah,
buff
yeah,
to
sword.
a stat.
You know what? Yeah, sword dance buff. I like that. Escape room could be, what did I say? Terrain?
Yeah.
Debate. Let's see. I got initiative order. Spelling competition. I don't like that. Who's that Pokemon? Ooh, ability swapper. Pokemon 20 questions. Move tutor. Pokemon, I'm leaving that alone. Capture the flag. Once per battle, free action switch. Is that every? Do we have Mega Drugs somewhere? Food service. Mega Drug.
Yeah. Calm down, Scooby-Doo. Calm down.
Yeah, like that wasn't Scooby-Doo. That was the other dog. That was like the fucking thief dog. You know what I mean?
What? Wacky Races?
Oh, Motley.
Mudley.
I'm sorry, that's just how I laugh.
You know what? I just realized AAA mentioned the volleyball. Yeah, volleyball. Trainer.
Like a simple one came to mind was like match 2 and stuff. A match 2 gamer.
Match 3.
Yeah, like a match
Actually,
game.
Here's the thing. No one's gonna want to play. Well, let's capture the flag. No. Oh, that's a free action switch. Where did I put the initiative order? And debate. No one's gonna want to debate. No one wants that. I'm just gonna tell you.
Yeah, I know.
I gotta get going.
So, yeah, we're
See you
almost
guys.
done. Don't worry.
Right, T-Rex.
Move tutor. Do I have the move tutor down? I do. Initiative order. I got that in volleyball. Okay, so I got gem buff. Gem buff could be here. No one's gonna want that. That's silly. Race, sword. They like that. Escape room, terrain effect, mini golf. That's fine. Bug catching competition. Swap out locked Pokemon. Like that. Photograph, weather effect, trading card, eating contest, scavenger hunt, trainer. We got the food buff. Wait, which one's the food buff? Eating contest. Eating contest.
Right?
I would say, yeah, eating contest and food buff actually does work together quite well because rolling the winner down a hill is going to be a funny thing.
The cheese roller.
Mega drugs, terrain, weather, preset. Wait, preset? Preset hazard. That's golf. Weather effect. Did we get weather? Did we get weather? Oh, that's the photography.
Yeah, because you see all weather in photography.
Let me start taking out the ones that I know they're not gonna want to play, and I'll just put them down here.
Did you choose one for skeet shooting?
Not yet.
Maybe you could still like mention them, but like they're not actually there.
I could assign something different. These are just the ones I'm pretty sure they'll want to do, and the ones that will be fun for me to come up with.
Yeah.
Move tutor. Did I get the move tutor? That'll be the shooting one. Oh no, that's Pokemon 20 questions. You know what? Move tutor for 20 questions. 20 questions I can just move. So I don't think that one's a thing yet. Did I move who's that Pokemon? No. There we go. There we go, ability swapper. Okay. Let's see. Equip. Extra item equip? Pokemon item. I don't have that.
Don't think you...
A free Pokemon item. I don't have that. So that would be... And I don't have gem buff either. I don't think. I could just start... Let me... Sorry. Pokemon contest. Single band item. Swap out lack Pokemon. Hazard effect. Terrain effect. Just gonna... Okay, so it looks like we don't have gem and Pokemon item yet.
Are there any mini games that haven't been assigned
Who's
yet?
that Pokemon? Rock, paper, scissors, Pokemon chess, capture hunt, like capture the legendary, and spelling competition. But even then, those are kind of weak games that I'm just not wild about. Okay. You know what we can do? We can come back to this. We don't have to come up with all this today, but this is a really good start. It is 8 o'clock. I hear the fireworks going, and they're outside, so I'm going to go watch the fireworks with JoJo. That's cool with you guys.
Fair enough.
Happy 4th, everyone.
Happy 4th of July, and we're going to raid a friend.
It is the 5th of July to me.
It was the 5th of July, it is.
Either way, we're going to raid our friends Team 4-star, and I'll see you... Wait. Oh, I put Steam 4-star.
They're pretty steamed, I know.
Good day, everybody.